everybody to one of the cars that has made such a big noise in the automotive industry, the Nissan Magnite. If you went out to buy one today, you'd have to wait 5 to 7 months. That speaks volumes of how good this car is. But more on this in the video ahead. The front end of the car is very striking to look at. I mean, I've gotten so many heads to turn on me in this car. Trust me, I've driven some really nice and expensive and rare cars, but this has managed to turn so many heads. The striking points about the looks of this car is the huge DRLs. These are DRLs that do not serve up as indicators, are only DRLs. Indicators are inside the main headlight housing. You've got lots of chrome around the car. You've got chrome here, you've got a huge amount of chrome in the grille. You've got chrome inserts in the headlights. You've just got chrome everywhere. And it's a fact, Indians love chrome. Nissan has got it bang on with tastes of the Indian consumer. Lots of chrome, got a huge grille which is very imposing. And overall it's a very nice looking car, very different compared to the other cars that are available in the segment. That this grille might be a deal breaker for many. It resembles to the Datsun family, but again I think it looks really good with the whole overall supporting elements that this car has outside the grille. I think it's a good looking car. I think Nissan has pulled it off really well to put in a very imposing front end to the car. Especially with this color, it looks really good. When you come to the side profile is when you realize that this car is actually under 4 meters long. Yes, this car is under 4 meters long and it's very evident in the side profile. Nissan has gone ahead and used a lot of chrome in the side profile as well. You have huge chrome door handles. You've got a very thick chrome strip running across the whole of the side car. And then you notice the dual tone option that this car comes with. So this is an option. You can get it with a single tone. But this car has a dual tone. I think it looks good. It might even look better with other colors that this car comes with. But overall, it's a very nice looking side profile. It's got its cuts and creases, you can see. I thought it's a dent, but this is not a dent. This is a design element. It's a line crease that goes all the way to the tail light. You've got 4 skid plates on the side to give it that crossover look, you know, that rugged look. And you've got some nice diamond finished 16-inch alloys that have dual tone themes. So they have black and diamond finish. These are 16-inch rims. They don't look like so, but they are 16-inch. They look really small. They look 15-inch more light compared to other cars, but these are 16-inch. And overall, it's a nice side profile. You've got cladding to give it that crossover look. And overall, it's a very nice looking side profile. Nissan has kept that aggressive theme from the front going all the way to the side. The rear end of the car resembles a bit to the Nissan Kicks, and that's a personal opinion. I feel the tailgate has that little bit touch of the Nissan Kicks, which is not a bad thing because the Kicks is a very good looking car. The tail lights, however, I feel resemble to the Renault Triber, which again this car is based on the Renault Triber platform, so it's not a bad thing. The tail lights do resemble to the Renault Triber with minor alterations, and I think it's a little bit smoked as well. There is some badging on the car, so there is huge light on the tailgate with quite a lot of spacing. I feel maybe that could be a bit concise. That's too much space taken. There is a Nissan badge which is not chrome, but funny enough this is matte greyish sort of, which is something very unique. This is a turbo engine, so this car comes with 2 engines, a naturally aspirated and a turbo engine. So the turbo engine has the turbo written in it, and this is the automatic CVT variant, so it has CVT written on it. Rest, you've got the 4 skid plate again to lend it that crossover look, and the parking sensors have been very neatly integrated into the cladding, so you can sometimes might not have been able to tell that there are parking sensors in the car. Overall, it's a very nice looking car, and you do have a minor spoiler as well on top of the rear wheel skin, which is nice. Overall, again, very nice, not as striking as the side or the front, but overall a very nice rear end to the car as well. Now I'm inside the Nissan Magnite, and overall it's a very refreshing place to be. You've got some touches which would remind you of the Renault-Nissan alliance that they have, especially the Triber which I had before this. The start-stop button is right here, which is just like what the Triber had, and the lock button, the hazard and the rear defogger buttons here are just like the Triber. But everything else is nothing like the Triber, which is a really nice thing. They got the new steering wheel, which is really nice, and thankfully this has steering controls and cruise control and not the usual Renault mechanism they had behind the steering wheel. So this is a really nice thing. Again, this also does not have the chrome logo like the rear tailgate. This is all matte. You've got an all digital instrument console, which is, depending, some people like it, some people don't like it. The color is a little too loud. You've got a nice 8-inch screen which has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless Android Auto, and you've got a wireless charging tray here, so where you can put your phone to charge your phone. This is obviously a 35,000 option. It doesn't come straight from the factory, but this is dealer fitted, and I think it's a pretty useful 35,000. Something you can show off to your friends. and use it on a daily basis as well, because wireless Android Auto is a pretty cool thing to have. You know, you have less wires dangling around. You've got the automatic gear lever, which is leather wrapped, which is really nice. Unfortunately, you do not have lighting on the gear selector, so at night you have to rely on the screen to know what gear you're on. Especially, you know, you can get into the L gear instead of D, depending on sometimes. So you need to be wary of that. Again, overall, it's a nice place to be, and Nissan has designed it really well. The overall black theme looks really good, and these AC vents, I need to mention, these AC vents, they remind me of the Lamborghini Urus. Same hexagonal theme they have in the Lamborghini. The resemblance is uncanny, but it's pretty cool, and maybe something you can use to, you know, boast among your friends. It's really nice. The AC vents, the AC controls in the Triber were manual. These are manual as well. However, there is a auto AC, but this middle part of the knob is actually a display. So when I turn it on, you can see I can increase the fan speed and the temperature. So there's displays inside them, which is a pretty neat integration of the readouts in between the dials. Again, these little things go a long way. The seats themselves are really nice. They've got a really nice stitching on the seats. It's got a very nice pattern. Got a mix of leatherette with fabric, which is a nice touch. The seats themselves, the under-thigh support is top notch. I mean, I've driven this car for a long while. The seats themselves, the under-thigh support is top notch. The backrest, however, I feel is not so supportive, especially for long drives. City drives is okay. For long drives, the backrest might actually start paining, and you might have to make some adjustments in the seat to get that ideal driving position. I wish the seats themselves, the width of the backrest was a little better, and I wish the headrest was a little softer as well. It's a little too hard for long drives, but again, it's a nice place to be inside. The access to the tailgate, the electromagnetic boot release is a little too low, but when you open it, you get access to the 336 liter boot space. It's very well packaged, and you can actually put in more luggage than you would imagine. I had it fully loaded for my trip, and I think it took it well. It took all the luggage really well. You open the engine bay, and you get access to the tiny 999cc engine. It is a petrol turbo, produces 98 bhp and 152 newton meters. You get a manual transmission and a CVT. This car is the CVT. I'm now in the rear seat of the Nissan Magnite, and overall it's a nice place to be. You've got great under-thigh support. The backrest is a little bit too steep, so you're sitting really upright, but under-thigh support is really good. Legroom is really nice, so the driving position is adjusted for my driving position. I'm 5'8", as you guys know now. There's quite a lot of space to put your feet under the seat, which is a nice thing. You've got rear AC vents and a 12-volt charging socket, which again is useful for the rear passengers. Again, as I said, overall it's really nice place to be. The black seats, the black theme might seem claustrophobic to a few people, but you've got really big rear windows to let a lot of sunlight in. There is no sunroof, which other cars get in its segment, but the windows are so big that there is so much light inside, which helps the cause for the rear passengers. You've got an armrest, you've got cup holders, and you can put your phone. And again, as I said, overall it's a really nice place to be. Nissan has packaged this car really well, and I mean, you can even put 1 liter bottles in the door pocket, which is a nice thing to do. Again, Nissan has done a really good job. I can't fault them on this part. Again, good job done. Now I'm behind the wheel of the Nissan Magnite. So as I've mentioned, this car has the 1 liter turbocharged engine mated to the CVT, and initial response, the car is really good. So lower down the revs for city driving, the engine and gearbox combination is top notch. Like seriously, Nissan has worked their magic with the CVT, which they always do, and the engine and gearbox combination is really nice. I mean, for city driving, it's just spot on tuning. For the highways, you do feel the lack of displacement, and obviously this is a 1 liter turbo, but it's not the most powerful 1 liter turbo, because there are other cars in the segment like the Venue and the VAG Group 1 liter TSI or the Hyundai 1 liter turbo. They make more power than this, so the lack of power is very much evident on this when you're especially going on highway speeds, above triple digits. When you want to make a sudden overtake, you do feel the lack of power, and the CVT has the rubber band effect, so the engine is always on a very high rev, so you hear the engine note, which again is not the best sounding engine around in its segment. Otherwise, it's pretty planted at highway speeds. I'm currently doing 90-95 kilometers per hour. I have set the cruise control, and it cruises very well. On undulations or expansion joints on the expressways, you do feel the car jumps around a lot, which isn't very assuring. I mean, I wish it was a bit more planted. But again, these things don't come into the factor when you're driving the city because you're not going on such speeds. So as I said, for city driving, this car is really one of the best packages around. For highway drivings, I might look elsewhere. Again, it's really nice. The steering is really nice. In the city it might feel a tad heavy, but the same steering feels really well weighted when the speeds go up. So when you're taking expressway curves in the expressways, it's really confidence inspiring. You don't feel that it's a little boaty or floaty, which is again a nice thing. And again, it's overall really nice. The ride, again, as I said, it's a little bouncy on expansion joints, but otherwise on smooth roads like how I'm going right now, it's very smooth and very comfortable, which is again a USP of Nissan cars these days. A few ergonomic flaws are there while driving the car. You would notice, since this car is part of the Renault Nissan alliance, so the Renault quirks have to be there. One of the quirks is there, while I did mention that the cruise control switches are on the steering wheel, these are only to control the cruise control, to accelerate or decelerate. To turn it on is actually a switch right here, which is a little peculiar. I mean, not many cars have it. I mean, the only other cars I've seen this are in the Renault group cars, so I think it's like a trademark they have. Another quirk is that the armrest is really oddly placed. It's not in an ideal place, so you can't actually use it. To use it, you must actually stretch back and you must sit like this. It's not fun, it's not cool, it's really weird, it's really peculiar. I mean, they could have made a better positioned armrest. And as I said, the seats themselves, for long drives, you might feel that the backrest isn't the most comfortable around. The seat base is really good, so you have really good other thigh support, but the seat back, I wish it was a little bit more supportive. Otherwise, it's a great car to drive. The brakes are pretty decent. The pedal has very less feel, but it stops. So you know that there's some assurance that the car will stop irrespective of however the pedal feels, you will stop.
The Nissan Magnite then. I think it's a great launch by Nissan India, one that can probably revive them in the Indian market. This car is packaged so well, there is so much space inside, there's a lot of features, and best of all, it's priced reasonably well. At around 10 to 10.5 lakhs on road for the top end CVT turbo with the technology pack, the addition of the wireless charger and the wireless Android Auto, it's great value. It looks really good and it has its own minor flaws. I think the seat's not that comfortable and the engine does run out of grunt at the highway. But with the price in mind, I think it's a great package. And for urban driving, it's probably my pick. If I had to buy a car, it'd probably be this. In fact, I almost did, but the waiting period was so long, almost 5 to 7 months, that I could not wait and I had to buy something else. I was very close to buying this actual car. That's how good it is. Congratulations to Nissan India for making such a fine car. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.